Welcome to the Stoica podcast. My name is Benny. I'm your host for this episode, and this is a Stoic Quotes episode. Today we're going to look at a quote by Epictetus on not just his discourses, but his handbook, the Enchiridion. This is a collection of lessons, wisdom that Arian got from Epictetus, his teachings, his lessons, and he condensed that in a shorter handbook. So if anyone out there who's listening wants to start with reading Epictetus but finds the discourses just a little bit too much and dense, really take the handbook, the Enchiridion. That's a nice little condensed way of looking at the teachings, but I would recommend to then go and dive deeper into the discourses and then maybe even follow up with books like How to Become a Stoic, How to Be a Stoic by Massimo Pigliucci, or A. Long's Epictetus book, where he really delves into it. We have book reviews on the website. You can go there and find the book reviews, find the titles, and then you can search them on Amazon to buy them, read them. I have Kindle, but you can find them all there. They're really excellent, but I would implore to read the discourses. But if you want to start and if you want to feel what Epictetus is talking about, the handbook is a really good way to start. And it's really nice. And we can also create our own handbooks, right? As we go along and we find quotes, lessons, all of these things, and you want to just keep a nice reminder, having a small notebook where you can write these things down and then use them for reference as you go through life is a really good thing to do. But let's dive right into this quote. And again, if you like these episodes, if you like what we're doing here on the Stoica podcast, give us a thumbs up, give us a good rating. Leave us some comments. We love to hear what you're thinking about. And if you have questions, let us know. Then we can use those for future episodes as well. And if you're looking for some support, go to vstoica.com where you can book a free consultation with any of our coaches. And all the quotes that I'm covering here that we look at in the regular episodes or on the website, you can find all of them in a really nice, easy to see list. Quotes by Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius. You can there use them with all the full references, and they're all checked, and you can then use them for your own writing. It would be nice if you leave a reference to us. That would be appreciated, but they are there to inspire you and to help you get further along. But let's dive into this quote. It's from Handbook 4. It's one of my favorite things. It helped me, this part of the handbook helped me deal with, for example, driving on the road, being more calm as a driver. I don't really have a lot of road rage, but I would get frustrated. And this one really helped me to lower that. And let's dive into it right now. So he starts this one off, Handbook 4, with, when you're about to undertake some action, remind yourself what sort of action it is. And he goes then to use an example of going to the baths. And what we have to keep in mind is that when you would go and take a bath in Rome in that time, it wouldn't just like we go to a bathroom and just have a shower or just have fill the bathtub and sit there. No, they would go. And that's quite interesting because we still have these examples, right? If you go to Turkey or Morocco, you have these hammams where you have more public baths. And I went to one in Morocco once, which was really interesting and more local bathhouse, where you would have to fill up these plastic buckets, one with hot water, one with cold water. You would get a little scoop bucket, you would have a plastic little cover and some washcloths or whatever, and then you would bathe yourself there with other people in these vaulted rooms. There were many of them. They would get hotter and hotter, and as you progressed along in the building, you would choose a spot and you just wash yourself there. And other men, men and women separate, obviously. Other men would be doing the same thing. It was an interesting experience. Is it something that I would enjoy if I have the choice? It was an interesting experience that I did once, but it wasn't a bad thing. And as I finished and washing myself and drying off, then you go outside and you meet these people, sat there for a while talking to them, right? And obviously it's strange for them to see a foreigner to go in this very local hammam, but it was great. They brought me fruit. So it's a very nice social thing as well, these bathhouses. But here he goes on to describe it in a way how it was in Rome, right? He said, remember, if you go and take a bath, remember what you're about to go do. You're going to take a bath with all these people. There might be people who are smelly, who might be stealing, right? What he says, some people jostling, other abusive, other stealing, splashing you, right? And he says, before you go and do something like this. And we can use this in modern application as well. Like I said, when you go driving, when you go to the supermarket, when you travel, right? Something that I love to do when you go to the airports, when you go to take public transportation or go to shopping streets or whatever. In these venues where a lot of people come or where you have to interact with people, remember what you are going to encounter. So, for example, when I use the example with driving, I picture myself as I go on the road. I'm picturing people will cut in my lanes, people will drive slowly, people will jump the lights, people will do all of these actions. That's my first step, right? To prepare myself before I go and do these things. I'm going to think about the people that I might meet, the situations that I might come in. Why? Not because I want to wish them upon me. No, I want to prepare myself mentally before I go and do these things. And then when I see these things happen, when I encounter them, I'm already prepared. And I can say, yes, there you are. I knew that you were coming and I know how to deal with you. And as a driver, I know that for me, the main task is to drive safely, maybe take a step back, slow down a little bit, observe the situation, and make sure that I fulfill my role, my responsibility as a driver in that situation to make it as safe as possible, to make the best situations, and where needed, to give other people some space, or maybe to guide them, maybe with a signal or whatever. But I need to make sure that I do what I need to do to be the best driver I can be and to make it safe, and also to remain calm. That's also what he says in this handbook episode. He says, I want to have a bath and I also want to keep my choice in harmony with nature. So that's his goal, right? That's Epictetus' goal that he mentioned. He said, I'm going to take a bath, and not just I'm going to take a bath, but I want to do this and be in harmony with nature. That's my choice. Same with driving. The same if you go to a supermarket where people are waiting in the aisles, or the long queue before the checkout, and people are being slow or whatever. You are going shopping. Remember the action that you're going to undertake, and then try to keep your peace. Try to make sure that you are patient. Try to make sure that you think maybe this person is struggling with something. Maybe someone finds it difficult to go and buy these produce. Maybe someone is struggling with driving. Let me give them some space. Take a step back instead of rushing in, instead of jumping to conclusions. That's something that we've got to keep in mind. So whenever you're going to undertake an action, especially when you know that these actions might cause friction or frustration for you, prepare yourself before. Ask yourself, what situations am I come into? What are the people that I'm going to meet? What are the triggers that cause me this frustration and anger? And then prepare yourself for it. But always remember the task, the action that you're going to undertake. It's the action, bathing, driving, shopping, whatever, traveling, but also the choice to remain calm, the choice to do your best, to make the best moral choice, to be the best driver, to be the best bather, to be the best shopper, to be the best human being, to preserve and protect your character and your soul. If you have any more questions about this episode, if you are struggling with these topics, if you're struggling with that visualization exercise and just how to keep your calm with these things, you can always book a free consultation with us at Via Stoica. We can then look at how we can help you, what coaching project of a program and package we can set up, and how we can set the goals and really help you build towards staying calm and finding that harmony even in those difficult moments. You can check us out. And again, make sure to like and subscribe to these episodes, to the Via Stoica podcast. Subscribe to our newsletter, The Pause, where many of these topics once a month will enter your inbox, where you can have a little moment of peace and calm and reflection in your busy schedules. But for now, I really wanted to thank you for your time, for your attention. Again, if you have any questions, you can always leave a comment or reach out to us, and we will be more than happy to help you. For now, have a really great rest of the day. Thank you very much. See you the next time.